20 years ago, BMW launched the original X5 at a time when they owned Land Rover. And many people questioned, why launch an SUV when you own an SUV company? And their answer was, the X5 is really focused on performance. All three of the original generation X5s had off-road capabilities. Well, now we're ready to launch the fourth generation X5. And we're here at an off-road facility to really showcase what these vehicles are capable of. This is an extremely important vehicle for BMW. A few years ago, it was all about the 3 Series and 5 Series sedans. Now it's all about the X3 and the all-new 2019 fourth generation X5. At launch in the US, BMW is going to introduce the X5 with 2 engine options, an inline 6, which is going to have 335 horsepower, and a V8 with 456 horsepower. Expect several variants down the road. They've already said there's going to be a plug-in hybrid, and we expect about 50 miles of range. Of course, there's going to be an X5M, and there may even be a diesel, so stay tuned. Both engines are mated to a ZF 8-speed automatic transmission. In my opinion, one of the best transmissions you can buy today. Since this is a utility vehicle, a lot of attention has been spent on this area. So you have a 40-20-40 second row seat, which I really like. You have a new power split lift gate, and what's nice is that you can actually close both of these with one push of the button. You also have these anti-skid plates. There's an optional third row seat, and I think that is not a good option, because later on this year there's going to be an X7, which will be a proper third row. You don't want to take a vehicle like this and compromise the cargo area with a third row, but some people just got to have it. And there's that power split lift gate. Well done, BMW. I was in the last launch of the third generation X5. We did some very mild off-roading. This is a very serious off-road track. This is not something that a minivan or a 3 Series could do. This requires a certain amount of traction control. You also need enough ground clearance, and this has an adjustable ride height up to 80 millimeters. So 80 millimeters is about 3 inches, a little over 3 inches. That's impressive. First, let's talk about the interior of the all-new X5. I love what they've done. It is really revolutionary, and not just an upgrade from the outgoing model. This is based on the new 8 Series, especially this center console. All the controls are just exquisite. You have this crystal shifter, just a huge infotainment screen. I love the open pore wood. They just did a marvelous job. Now, if you're looking to get into this car for $60,000, you're not getting this. This is closer to $80,000, and this is not even the V8 version. So you may want to consider which options you want. The head-up display is brilliant. All the safety features, the off-road, there are a lot of great ways you can go with this X5. Now, if you want the off-road, then you can't get the M Sport. It's one or the other. So you want to decide how you want to build your X5. As far as driving, we spent a lot of time off-roading, but we also drove almost 200 miles on-road, and it is a BMW. Very quick off the line, very confident, very stable. None of that has gone away from the old X5. It's just that the off-road capabilities have been enhanced dramatically, and I don't know if that's as much a response to what consumers want as much as a reason not to buy a pure body-on-frame SUV, and instead this really is the one vehicle you need. It can be a sedan when you need it, it can be an SUV when you need it, and everything in between. So I like what they've done. Pricing wise, all of these luxury SUVs are getting pretty expensive, and it's going to get harder and harder for families to afford them. But on the other hand, they're building them better and better, and they're going to last much longer. If you ask me to pick between this, the Q7, and the Mercedes-Benz GLE, I would say it's really a toss-up, but since this is the newest on the market, I think it has some tremendous features. And you know, Audi's virtual cockpit has always been one of my favorite features, but this certainly rivals it. Since its inception, BMW has sold over 2 million X5s, and with each generation, the volume has increased, and we expect much more of the same with this 2019 variant. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on The Driver's Seat.